Hey there, Banning Addicts. I just bringing you along for the next phase here. So we have got our AC compressor installed. It was pretty much full of oil. So this system is saying 4.5 ounces, which is not a whole lot. I bought a whole can of it. This compressor had that in it. So I just, put it back in, sealed it back up. Okay, we did replace our dryer here, expansion valve O-rings. Whenever you deal with AC O-rings, you want to lubricate them with the oil that you're using in the compressor. 134A oil, you're using PAG oil, which is a newer version. This system was originally 134A. You can see there's a label here that says what was in it, how much grams actually goes into the system. Okay, so that's what our next thing. We're going to be pulling our vacuum on the system. We've got our ports here, high side, and our low side ports back here. Okay, and just going to be doing a normal pull down with our vacuum unit. Let it sit for 30 minutes under vacuum, and then we can charge the system. But I'm not going to get into that until we start getting everything back together. So for our oxygen sensor, which was our other big issue that's been kind of plaguing this thing for a while, I did exactly what I told you. I went back here to the exhaust manifold. It has a aluminum shroud over the manifold. Not sure what that's for, but I could get a nice little flame wrench in here. Okay, this is the Benzomatic that I use, and you just basically go back here and you go in a nice circle, circle, circle. I actually had to go back and forth because I had to miss the wire. I did it probably about 2 minutes on there. And I mean, I actually tried taking this thing out several times. If you get on it with a 3-foot breaker bar, which is what I was using, this big chungus deal here. Okay. If you get on it with that and you try to loosen it, and it will not budge, okay? Don't keep trying to turn it. It's not going to come off. It's going to snap. Something's going to break. It's going to strip out or whatever. So, what I did was I gave it some juice. It didn't do anything. I put WD-40 on it a couple of times. Then finally, when I went ahead and did the 2 full minutes of the heat, it actually started turning, and it came out not too bad. It turned difficult the whole way. Like I said, these oxygen sensors, they're supposed to be replaced like every 60,000. I mean, nobody does it. Nobody preemptively replaces them. They always wait until you get a code or something like that, or check engine light. And, by then, they're just frozen forever. My other daughter, her 2012 Beetle, I think it only has 80,000 on it. Had to check engine light for that. Thankfully, it was low mileage enough and low time enough that I could easily take it out and pop the new one in. It took me like 10 minutes. I mean, this one here, I've been trying to do this. I tried to do it with the intake on a few times just to see what would happen. I couldn't get in there with the torch. So, it was just so frozen. I just didn't want to wreck everything. And one of the other issues you got to think about as a mechanic is, okay, I break this thing off in here in this exhaust manifold. Now I have to take this entire manifold off, exhaust stuff off, possibly drill that out, get it out, tap it out. I have a tap for oxygen sensor hole, but still, okay, just tons and tons of more work than if you could actually access it, get heat on it, get it out. So, as I've been doing this for the last 20-something years, you start learning things, right? You start learning that giving it all you got, trying to get something out, snapping it off, you're making way more work for yourself than if you're like, all right, wait, hold up. It's not going to come out. I'm going to break it. I'm going to snap it. Let's try something else. Let's go at it from another direction. If you have enough patience, that's another thing my dad taught me. you know, I would snap a bolt off, and he would be like, okay, and I would try to get it out, drill it, this and that. He's like, hey, I would get frustrated. He would come in, and he would do it. He would start drilling on there, but he had so much more patience than I did because he had did this like a million times before. And he would sit there for 20 minutes, drill the bolt, extract it out, and he'd be like, here you go. And, you know, it's just, me, I'm trying to do it for 5 minutes, and, you know, I can't do it, or it's going super slow, and I just can't stand it. I would walk away from it in massive amounts of frustration. So, you know, he was always amazing at that. I'm trying to get as good as he was on it. I'm starting to get more patience than I used to have on this kind of nonsense. And so that's why it took me so long to do this. I mean, this oxygen sensor has been doing this engine light for a couple of years now. I mean, part of the reason why it didn't matter was because here in New Jersey, COVID-19, and you couldn't even go to the inspection station. So the police weren't pulling anyone over, so you just kept driving. I mean, it wasn't causing a drivability problem. It was just causing a light to come on. So I've got a brand new Bosch unit we're going to put in, get that resolved. Got the AC all put back together. So once I get this new oxygen sensor put in here, I can go ahead and put this intake back on, try to button all this stuff back up. And then hopefully, right, I mean, it was running good, so hopefully it'll be back online. And it's going to be going to a new home. My daughter, you know, like I said, it's been a very faithful car for her for several years. And she hasn't really had to do barely anything to it. So hopefully the next people will have the same experience and be able to enjoy it and use it. It's going to be going to her husband's sister, I think. So, you know, that's what's going on here. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Once I get this car wrapped up and done, I'm going to get back on this green deal over here. I've got some stuff to do on it. Basically, we had it painted several years ago. I'll give you a preview. Had it painted several years ago. The paint guys did a job. And because they did a job, one of the things they did a job on was they were, you know, popped all the windows out, put new seals in. They broke the windshield when they put it back in and ripped the seal. And then delivered it to me that way and was like, here you go. Yeah, they're the worst. Okay, so, you know, we had to repair this and also do some repairs on the back. I've got a motor under this that's going to go in. So, you know, lots of things. I'm not going to spoil everything. But that's going to be a whole nother set of videos. So please like, share, subscribe. We'll keep putting these up since you guys some people seem like they like it. So we're going to keep doing that. Hope you learned something from it. I'll probably do another video when I do the vacuum down and recharge. I want to show you the new AC charging thing that's been foisted upon us. And we'll let you guys see that as well. So we'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.